Hey guys, what is going on? It's Lazarus here, and today I'm bringing you yet another roster update video. And in this roster update, I do believe there will be some players going gold and diamond. If you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and check out the links in my description below. Now let's get on to the list. The first player I believe that will be getting an upgrade is Yasmani Grandal of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Over the last week, he's hitting 288 with 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, 360 on base, and a 477 slugging. He's only an 81 overall, so his hitting stats could go up quite a bit if they do decide to give him that bump. He's been doing really good, so I could definitely see him getting an upgrade. The next player on the list is Phillies first baseman Tommy Joseph, who over the last week is hitting 438 with a 500 on base and a 938 slugging percentage. He also has a pair of home runs. Now I know he isn't really high overall in the game, and that's why I think he could get an upgrade. His hitting stats are pretty garbage, so if there was something to get upgraded, it would be those hitting stats, as he is killing the ball this week, and that could give him a few overall points. Another first baseman in the NL East who I believe will be getting an upgrade is Bour. Over his last week, he's hitting 444, 545 on base, and a slugging percentage over 1,000. He is absolutely killing the ball right now. In that time period, he also has 4 home runs. He's another guy who I believe his hitting stats could be getting a big upgrade. He's got a lot of power as a lefty, and he's showing it so far. Our next player is Mets second baseman Neil Walker, as it seems like he's finally hit his stride this season. In his last week, he's been hitting 458 with a 519 on base and a couple of home runs. Now obviously he ended last year on an injury, and that may have carried over to the beginning of this year, but he is starting to really tear it up now, and he could get an upgrade to go along with this hot streak. Next up, we have another second baseman, and it's the Arizona Diamondbacks' Brandon Drury. Now, I'm not exactly sure if he has gotten an upgrade so far this year, but if not, he kind of deserves one. He's been hitting pretty well all season, but this week especially, he has 375 batting average, 400 on base, couple of home runs, and he has really been doing good all year. So like I said before, I'm not sure if he's gotten upgraded this year, haven't really checked, but nonetheless, he is a guy who could get a few overall points added to him. Next up, we have Astros shortstop Carlos Correa, who is an 85 overall gold, I believe, and he is another guy who is absolutely killing the ball right now. In his last week, 440 batting average, 545 on base, 640 slugging, with a home run and a lot of RBIs, and a lot of walks. Now, the shortstop position is pretty lenient on stats, translating to overall, and by that I mean if you have a shortstop and a first baseman with the same exact stats, the shortstop will be a higher overall. So Correa is already an 85, but I do believe his hitting stats could get an upgrade, especially that discipline, maybe even plate vision. He has 7 walks in the last week alone, and that's pretty darn good, and he's also hitting the snot out of the ball as usual. Next up, we have Yankee shortstop Didi Gregorius, who just recently came off of the disabled list, and ever since he's come off, he's hitting 313 with a home run, 10 ribbies, almost a 350 on base, couple of walks. Now I know he's another guy who's only, I believe, a 77 or 78 in the game, and he's actually turned into a fairly decent hitter these last few years, so I would not be surprised to see him become a silver at some point, maybe even this week. But yeah, definitely I think he will be getting upgraded. If not this week, then maybe the one after this. Next up, I want to quickly mention Mets outfielder Michael Conforto, because I know he's not really great overall in this game, but so far this season he has put together a pretty solid year. He's definitely turned things around from last year, and he's starting to look more like his 2015 self. He's hitting 315 with 9 home runs and 24 RBIs, 400 on base, and a 631 slugging percentage. That is much better than what he did last year, so look out for him to be an upgrade candidate. Now we're going to move on to the pitchers, as there is plenty of guys who I believe will be getting pretty big upgrades. The first pitcher who I believe will be getting an upgrade is Dallas Keuchel, and I do believe he will finally be going diamond this week. As of recording this, he is 7-0 with a 1.84 ERA, with just a 186 opponent's batting average and a whip of 0.86, which is pretty darn good. He is finally looking like the Dallas Keuchel of his 2015 Cy Young season, and he's honestly just been pitching too good not to turn diamond. If he doesn't become a diamond, I would be very surprised. He is having just an amazing year so far. The next pitcher that I think will be getting a big upgrade is Red Sox closer Craig Kimbrel. He's already almost a diamond in the game, and I think that he is 100% going to make the jump. Basically, if you don't know, there's a stat in the game called walks per 9, and Kimbrel, his stat is actually very low. But this year, he has walked 2 batters in all of his appearances, and he has also struck out 34 in that time period. Now, if I'm not mistaken, his walks per 9 stat in the game is only 47, and I did the math, and when in the game I changed it, and it only needs to get upgraded 3 or 4 for him to become diamond. Now let me tell you, that is going to happen, and it probably will get upgraded more than 3 or 4. Craig Kimbrel is an absolute lock to go diamond, and if he doesn't this week, then honestly the developers just aren't paying attention enough. Those are all the upgrade candidates I have for you guys this week. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And with that, I'm out. Peace.